Hi, everyone. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Make sure you hit the like button. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Hold on, y'all. My light. Hey, Chris. How are you? Hey, Chris. How are you? Hold on a minute, y'all. Yeah, let me get this together. Let me get my light. My light been gangster lean. Nah. Dang. What the gangster lean? Now the light don't want to work. Y'all, the light don't want to work. Well, we just gonna do it like that. Hold on just a minute, y'all. Um, if my mom is 10 subscribers away from 10 um from 1,000, so we will be promoting my mom. Make sure you guys go to click the link in this in click the link right here and please subscribe to my mother. She is 10 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. So I want to make sure that she gets her 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys have not subscribed to my mom, BJ's Good News, please go subscribe and let's get her to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys. Please subscribe to my mother. Um, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Let's wait a few minutes for some people to come in, and then we're going to get into this. Make sure you guys subscribe to my mother. Hold on, y'all. It's with the lighting I want. So, y'all, tonight we're going to try to finish up all the stuff because tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and y'all, we're going to turn up tomorrow night for Cinco de Mayo. We're going to turn up. We're going to turn up. So, make sure y'all be here around 9 o'clock. Cause I'm gonna try to come on by 9 o'clock. We're gonna turn up for Cinco de Mayo on tomorrow. Cinco de Mayo is today. We ain't Cinco de Mayo today. We're doing it tomorrow. Okay. If you're on Facebook listening in, you will have to come to YouTube to celebrate Cinco de Mayo with us on YouTube because I don't do lives on music on Facebook. Facebook will cut you short quick. Anyway, hey Trisha, how are you today? I hope you had a good Thursday. Hold on just a minute. Um, but we're going to be covering the rest of the trial from we made it to through Monday and Tuesday. Now we're going to get to Wednesday and today. We're gonna try to work through some of Wednesday and today, and talk about what was going on with on the trial. A lot of stuff has came out in the last. More has came out. Um, the testimony of the children was very shocking. I honestly, like I said last night, I the just to know some of the stuff that the kids said. Y'all gonna hear more detrimental things about Trezell and Jacqueline West. Um, it's very sad that you know what these kids has endured. They're in foster care, can't be with family because of their parents. Um, and that's just jacked up. Um, so we're going. I'm trying to wait a few more minutes for some people to come in before, because I don't want to start back over. So I'm trying to give everybody a chance to get in here. Trying to get everybody a chance to get in here. Hold on a minute, y'all. Let me get my phone off. So, do you guys want to do Cinco de Mayo on tomorrow? Because we surely will be doing. We surely will be doing Cinco de Mayo on tomorrow. That live will not. I will not be. I can't get too tipsy because me and the children have things going on Saturday. Y'all ate almost the whole joint. So just give me a second here. Just give me a second. Just give me a second here. I'm just waiting a minute, y'all. Trying to see if anybody gonna come up in here before we proceed to the next one. To we proceed because I don't wanna, but I may just start and whoever comes in, we'll just greet them and we'll move on. So let me just go ahead and start, y'all, so we can make it through because I can't. I'm not trying to be on the live long. So today, this is tomorrow, May the 3rd. Wanda West, Trezelle's mother, is um testifying via Zoom. It says here we know they are charged with the murder and other crimes and the death of 4-year-old Oren and Orson. It says here Wanda West, she is in Washington, D.C., visiting one of her sons. She has 3 sons. Trezelle is the middle child. It says here Wanda West said Trezelle and Jacqueline have been married since 2010 and have 2 biological children. She said she lived on Potomac Avenue back in 2020 when the boys were reported missing. She said she had lived there since about 1999. Wanda West testified her son and daughter in law became involved in foster care around 2015. She identified a photo taken in 2019 of the 4 adopted children the West had. At the Potomac Avenue house, she lived with her husband and youngest son. Before 2020, she went to Casa Loma apartment where the West lived before moving to Cal City about 2 or 3 times a month, sometimes to babysit and sometimes to visit. In March of 2020, Wanda West said COVID hit and she didn't get to see them as much. She said she stopped going. Wanda West is describing the personality of each of the West's children. She describing the biological and adopted children. She said Oren was very quiet and had maybe a learning disability. Orson would cry if he didn't know you, but would calm down with toys. I want y'all to remember what Wanda West and how, hey, rooted in essential oils. How are you doing, the love? How you doing, famous? Um, I want y'all to keep in mind what everyone is saying about Oren and Orson West. This is another person. The father said that it was something wrong with the children. The brother said it was something wrong with the children. Now Wanda West is saying that the children may have been disabled or had a learning disability. They may have just been autistic. If they cry a lot, sometimes children, that are nonverbal, and stuff like that. If you don't get these kids checked, get your child checked out and get them help, they won't. They'll do nothing but cry because they can't verbalize what is wrong with them. So in order to, just like my child, I didn't know it was my fault, but when he wasn't speaking at a certain age, maybe 3, I knew then, like in full sentences, full sentences. Yes, we are well, and hope your family is too. Then I knew then that he needed speech therapy. And when your child needs speech therapy, you may need to give them extensive, um, you might as well say extensive, um, like going to the doctors, getting them checked, extensive checks to make sure they're not autistic. And maybe Orrin Orson was autistic, and Jacqueline Trezell never did get them checked out. That's what I'm trying to point out. I'm just trying to point out. Everybody said these kids had a disorder or disability, and and it wasn't seen about. Anyway, Wanda West said she became aware the West purchased a house in California City. She said she agreed to help them move. She agreed to watch the 4 older boys while they moved. She rented a U-Haul truck for the West and rented a car for herself to drive to Cal City. She doesn't own a car. On September 18th, she got the rental car, got the U-Haul, and went to Cal City, Wanda West said. Prosecutor Eric Smith is asking about the rental agreement for the U-Haul. Wanda West testified she arrived at Cal City between 11 a.m. and noon on September the 18th. She said Trezell and Jacqueline greeted her. She walked in the door and she said she saw 4 boys in the house, not Orrin and Orson. She said that Wanda West said she didn't ask about Orrin or Orson. She said she thought they were with Jacqueline's mother, Maria Martinez. Mr. Smith asked, "You just assumed that Orrin and Orson were with Miss Martinez?" Wanda Smith replied, West replied, "Yes." Wanda West said she thinks she last saw Orrin Orson in February of 2020. She said due to COVID, Trezell would drive the boys, the older boys would get out the van, drive by. The older boys would get out of the van and say hi, and they would tell her Orrin and Orson were in the van. While at the house on September the 18th of 2020, Wanda said she watched videos with the kids, walked around, and during that time, Trezell and Jacqueline traveled back to Bakersfield. Wanda West said she believes she heard Trezell and Jacqueline come home later that night or early in the next morning. She said she didn't see Orrin or Orson with them. She walked into the kitchen and saw Trezell and Jacqueline. Wanda West said she didn't went back to bed. She didn't go back to bed. She woke she awoke on September the 19th. Hold on. Oh, she woke up September the 19th, 2020. She got a call or text from U-Haul telling her to turn the truck back in. She said knocked on the door to wake up Trezell and Jacqueline West to tell them about the truck. The West got up and started unloading the truck. Wanda West said she went to the door and saw them removing boxes from the truck and they brought in those and furniture. She said the West on September the 18th had driven the white van to Bakersfield, left it there, and picked up the U-Haul, driving it to Cal City. Wanda West testified she didn't see Orrin or Orson as they unloaded the truck. It says Wanda West said on September the 19th, 2020, she went to the U-Haul in Cal City and rented the truck for another day. Hold on just a minute, because she might not know. Um, She said Wanda West said she was with the four older boys for about an hour when she went to a credit union and a McDonald's. When she returned with the boys, she said she didn't see Oren or Orson. Wanda West said Trezell and Jacqueline on the afternoon of September the 19th, 2020, left in the U-Haul to return to Bakersfield. Wanda West said they probably went to bed between 10 or 11 p.m. She said she's not sure what time the West got home. She said she was supposed to go back to Bakersfield on September the 20th, so she got up at 7 a.m. Wanda West said she watched TV with the four older boys. She said Giselle and Jacqueline were probably putting things away, and the truck had to be returned that morning. Wanda West said she did not see Orrin or Orson that morning. Or at least the mama telling the truth. The U-Haul was returned in California City. Trezell drove the vehicle, and Wanda West went with him. They drove back in her rental car to the house in Cal City. She had lunch with the four boys, didn't see Orrin or Orson. Um, It says here Wanda West said she went back home that afternoon after 4 p.m. When she got to her Bakersfield. It was dark. Trezell went with her. Jacqueline and the four older boys remained at Cal City. Wanda West said she went to Casa Loma Apartments so Trezell could pick up the white van. She said she dropped him off, turned around, and saw him driving behind her. They went in different directions, leaving the apartment complex. Wanda said she doesn't recall speaking with Trezell on December the 5th about visiting her house. Um, and Smith showed Wanda West a document with a message in which she wrote on December the 4th, 2020, asking Trezell what time he was coming tomorrow. And she got a response saying in the morning, according to the document. Wanda West said she got robes for the West. Her son responded saying he and Jacqueline loved the robes. On December the 16th, Wanda West sent a message to the West. It said she would like a family picture of everyone by the fireplace wearing their robes. She said she never got that picture. Wanda West has become emotional, saying she never got the photo because of what happened days later. She had wanted the photo as a Christmas present, and Wanda West can be seen crying through the Zoom camera. Hey, Reese. Hey, Aunt Nancy. I don't. Let me say this because I'm back in the live. Hey, hey, everybody. Hey, Reese. Hey, Aunt Nancy. I don't know, cause me, if everybody ain't there, I'd be like, "Where the babies?" But she said she assumed that she was with Mrs. Martinez, Jacqueline's mother. But if you listen to Jacqueline's mother testimony, I ain't gonna never forget Miss Martinez, who I don't know nothing about nothing and don't even have a close relationship with her daughter, but her daughter entrusted her and left her with Orrin and Orson. Come on now. But you and your daughter don't have no relationship. But everybody's assuming that Orrin and Orson is with you. And you saying that Jacqueline wouldn't let you see the boys. Child, make it make sense. I'm just going by what is. I know the jury got questions on questions on questions because these people don't know that. So it says here that Wanda was crying through the Zoom camera, said she's ready to proceed. Wanda West said there was a plan before Christmas for her to keep the four older boys on from December the 19th to December the 23rd or 24th. On December the 19th, Wanda West said the four boys were dropped off. Orrin Orson weren't with them, and she thought they were with Maria Martinez. But Wanda West added they may have been in the back of the van. She didn't see them. Wanda West said she went to a credit union with Trezell and Jacqueline on September the 19th. They went there to get the West some gas money. Now I'm gonna ask the question. They got all this money they getting from these children. What in the hell they doing with this money? Now, Miss Wanda, y'all ain't buying the kids no Christmas presents. Y'all need gas money. But y'all been seeing buying stuff, but y'all need gas money. Y'all didn't need to move. If y'all didn't need to move, child. Let me just say that. Y'all didn't need to move. She said she didn't see Orrin or Orson in the van, but Jacqueline West told her they were in the back asleep. If they was in the back asleep, usually when someone with common sense be like, look in the back of the van to look at the boys, or they just in the back seat sleep, and you just gonna continue to face forward. You ain't gonna turn around and look and make sure that see look at the children. Come on, child. Oh, this stuff gets. Wanda West said the seats are high in the van, so you can't see the back seat of the van where the kids sit. That's what she said. Wanda West said she didn't see her or hear Orrin or Orson in the van when they went to the credit union. She said music was playing in the van. Wanda West said when she left the van, she didn't make an attempt to say goodbye to Orrin Orson because her son and daughter-in-law told her they were sleeping. So she said, "No, I did not." She said when Smith asked if she made an attempt to see him. On December 22nd, police arrived at Wanda West's home and told her Orrin Orson had been reported missing. An officer interviewed the four other boys at her home, she said. The other four children were removed from her home. She was allowed to visit them once a month. The last time she visited them was last month. Smith ended his questioning and court was in recess for 15 minutes. Now the trial has resumed again. Um, and the lead attorney for Trezell has begun cross-examination of Wanda. Wanda has begun crying after being asked if the West four other boys were startled when police arrived at her home the day after Orrin and Orson were reported missing. She said, "Of course they were," she said. Wanda West confirmed she is the woman who can be heard crying in the background as the children are interviewed. Wanda West said she heard Orrin Orson had been taken by somebody. She said she can't recall if she was told it was murder investigation the morning the police arrived. Wanda West agreed it's shocking to her because her son and Jacqueline are being talked about as being monstrous people. She said they fell in love with the boys and never wanted them to be hurt, and they cared for them as far as she knew. She did pay for the U-Haul. She did. She did pay for the U-Haul. She did. I don't know. They don't ask enough follow up questions. I think she was sitting in the front of the van. Wanda West testified. Um, she cooperated with authorities. She said she wanted to know the truth. Hennessy is going over Wanda West's actions on December the 19th. She said it's really hard to want to say ask when she asked it's hard to remember things that got from that long ago. Wanda West again said the last time she saw Orrin and Orson in February of 2020. In Hennessy asked if she told the FBI she saw them in April or May of 2020. She said that's not correct. Wanda said COVID was the big deal for her family. They knew people who died and they stayed away from other people. Hennessy asked about Trezell doing drive-bys at her house. Wanda West said there was no drive-bys. She said Wanda West said there were no drive-bys didn't involve a gun, prompting an outburst of laughter from the jury and audience. Hennessy clarified that he meant driving by for the children to say hi to her. Um, Hennessy asked about a plan for her and her husband Philip to pick out a room for visits. Hennessy asked if the policy of Trezell and Jacqueline West was to not give photos of the kids once adoption began. She said they had asked her not to take photos of the foster children because they knew she would post them on social media. She said it was the West policy not to send photos of the children. Hennessy is asking about her visit to Cal City in September when the West moved. Wanda West said she heard the couple come home to the night of September 18th, then woke up the next morning because she got a message the U-Haul was due. The West went to the city and said she was not threatened by law enforcement. She confirmed that that didn't seem out of the ordinary because she believed they were at Jacqueline's mother house. Wanda West testified it was her understanding Orrin Orson would stay at the West when the other children spent December the 19th to the 23rd at her house. Wanda said one of the reasons the four other children would stay with her but not Orrin Orson was because the latter two had learning disabilities and cried a lot, and she couldn't give them the time they needed while watching the other four children. Wanda West, under questioning by Hennessy, said she had forgotten they needed to go to the credit union on December the 19th until Trezell reminded her. He really needed that money. Wanda West said she tried to get custody of the other children. Yes, because they're my relatives. They're my kids, she said. She said her son put up a reward for info about Orrin Orson. She thinks another relative hired a private investigator. Wanda West confirmed one of the West's biological children told her he had talked with a caseworker and another person about the case. Wanda West said she was not threatened by law enforcement. YouTubers like me. Y'all YouTubers, stop threatening these people's families, man. Threaten her, she said. Give me a second. Let me go through these comments. Uh, she said, was she sitting in front of the bag? Um, you think the mama a little slow? No, the rest of the kids were not in the van. Yeah, the car seats were face forward. Yeah, they were. Tennessee ended his question. Wanda West has been excused. Says here, um, this is the Brian Hansen has been recalled to the stand. Um, so Trezell went to a Dollar General and Smith ended his question. Alexia, lead counsel for Jack, asked him why Hansen didn't see the footage. He said he believed it was their intention to see it, but they never got around to it. He didn't write a report about Cam, wasn't on. It says here that she asked did the Mr. Hansen speak with Wanda and Philip West when arriving at their home on December 22nd. He said yes, but said he didn't tell them the boys were malnourished, that Trezell and Jacqueline had more burden. Hold on now. He said yes, but said he didn't tell them the boys were malnourished and that Trezell and Jacqueline had murdered Orrin and Orson. Wow. Hansen testified he wrote a report about that day. He said he believed he had a camera on when he spoke with the witness. He said he has not reviewed the video. Storin Stallings ended her questioning, and Victor Nassar, an attorney for Terrell, is questioning Hansen. Hansen said he doesn't believe he told anyone to retrieve the video from Raymond Hernandez's house. He said he believes a lieutenant knew about the video. He's been excused. Court is in recess until 1:30 p.m. Hold on a minute, y'all. So Richard said, with all those kids in car seats, where was the room? Who put Smalls all the way in the back? I guess they do. Sonia Barton has taken the stand. She works for CPS. She interviewed the West eldest child when he said he saw Orrin West die. Okay, y'all, we get to some more meat and potatoes of it all. Her last name is Barton, not Barton. She was the lead forensic interviewer and is now a supervisor in the department. Her bachelor's is in psychology and her master's is in social work. That's enough. A forensic interview is an interview with a child regarding an incident, and she has received training in how to conduct these interviews. Interviews takes place at the Jess Diamond Child Assessment Center at the Jameson Center. Barton starts asking open-ended questions. They're asking if they know the difference between truth and a lie. And if it's determined the child is not emotionally or mentally capable to proceed, it doesn't mean the story they're telling isn't true. They'll proceed with the interview. The social worker will have been given some information from law enforcement about what the case is about. Um, Barton said that don't put words in a child's mouth. Sometimes we walk out of there and we don't have an answer, she said. The purpose of the interview is to get the child to tell their story, how they remember it, Barton said. She tries not to ask questions that have yes or no answer. Barton said she remembers an interview. Hold on a minute, because I can't focus like this. Uh-uh. So it says here, Barton says she remembers an interview she conducted with one of the West's adopted children after Orrin Orson was reported missing. A sidebar was requested by the defense. The judge and the attorneys come back. Smith is going to play the video of the interview Barton had with the child. The video has begun. It occurred around 11:30 a.m. on December the 22nd. The child enters the frame and sits on a chair, and Barton sits on the couch and starts talking with him. The boy was 8 at the time. He promises to tell the truth. The boy said he goes to school at his house and his parents teach him. He said he likes it, likes getting stickers. The boy is asked about living in Bakersfield and who was in the apartment with him. He couldn't remember at first, but then said he remembered was him and his brothers, including Orrin Orson and his parents. The boy said Orrin went to his grandmother's house and Orson left. The boy said he hasn't seen Orrin and Orson since they moved, but they're going to come back. He said there was a space on the bunk beds for the boys and that the West's eldest son said they would come back. I see that, right? Um, let me see. Let me go back. Oh, no. Hold on, y'all. Let me take this off the screen for a second. All right, y'all. So let me find the rest of this story. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. And the way I done lost this. Let me go back. Hold on, y'all. Let me find the rest of this story because it's about at the end of this trial. But we got to get into the today, baby. They did a second interview with Jacqueline, and Jacqueline, I believe she believed her own lies. Jacqueline and believe her own lies. Hold on just a minute. I'm trying to get back to the end of the trial. This is about the end of the day. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. Uh, okay, get out. Give me 1 second. All right, y'all. I do apologize. I'm back. So, so it says here. It says here the boy asked about living and who was in the apartment with him. Says here the boy says, or okay, we've been to that part. Why I'm keep going, end up going back to this part? Hold on, I'm missing a part. God damn. I hate Twitter. Okay. So basically, to sum this up, the boy said he was something about a belt and all that. Um. Okay. Here's the new thread. Dang. It seemed like it took forever to get here. Um. It says start a new thread. The boy says he's worried about Ori and Orson. He said he wants them to return to play with them. The boy says you can't get on camera like that. Now don't. Okay, y'all. We back. So it says here the boy says the West biological children talked about where Ori and Orson went, but he doesn't know where they went. Barton leaves for a minute, then returns and resumes questioning and asks who moved from Bakerville to Cal City. The boy names his other brothers, but not Ori and Orson. The video has ended, and Smith is now going to play an interview Barton had with one of the West biological children. The boy is 7. He says he went to his grandmother's, Wanda West house over the weekend for a vacation. Um, and asked why he's here to talk with her. He said he doesn't know, and he's just there. Um, she asked, "Where did Ori and Orson go?" Barton asked. They went to their own home because they cried a lot. The boy said. He says his parents told him that. He asked again. The boy confirms the boys never went to California City. The boy says his dad spanked Ori and Orson. All of the children asked if the spankings left marks. The boy says no, but they would bleed. The boy says the metal part of a belt his dad used would make them bleed. First of all, when you spank children with a belt, you don't use the metal part of the belt. You don't use the metal part of the belt. That's the part that you hold. The boy says his father spanked him to make him be quiet. Orson also bled from spankings. He says his dad would tell him to shut up. The video ended. Smith ended his question. Hold on just a minute. So it says here Alexia Stallings, lead attorney for Jacqueline, has begun cross examination. Tori Stallings asking about investigations and how CPS conducts them and how to process works. Barton said they'll make a referral, and if it's criminal matter, they'll work with law enforcement. Stallings asked about if CPS relies on law enforcement to give them the lead details of the investigation. Barton says yes, but they're the lead on forensic interviews. Barton agreed general neglect falls under a wide variety of circumstances. Tori Stallings said she wants to talk about history of forensic interviews. She asked about McMartin case, and Barton said she's not familiar with it. She also said she wasn't familiar with another case referenced by the attorney. Barton testified the FBI requested the first initial interviews with the children because of the circumstances, believing young children were missing. Bakersfield Police Department was not involved at that time. The FBI watched from another room as she conducted interviews with the children. The older children sat in a room with coloring books and other activities for them. Those children couldn't hear what the child being interviewed said. Grandmama Wanda West was in the lobby with the children as they were brought back one by one to be interviewed. Parents and guardians aren't allowed to sit in during interviews. It turned into a criminal matter after the children were interviewed, Barton said. She said the interviews from December the 22nd provided enough for the FBI to pass the case to Bakersfield Police Department. Asked if it's important to have no emotional tone when conducting interviews. Barton said no. She said you need to establish a rapport with the child, but she agreed it's important to remain objective. Even if a forensic interview believes the parents are guilty of something, that belief shouldn't be disclosed during the interview, she said. Barton said she doesn't have any training or follow up on studies about suggestibility in children. Tori Stallings asked if about Barton's training on child abduction, human trafficking, according to recess, back in session. So she talks about teen victims of trafficking, asks if human trafficking goes to Texas. Barton says yes. Barton said her time frame in questioning the boys focused on August and September of 2020. Barton said she was not aware law enforcement had interviewed the children hours before, and she did not view any videos taken of these interviews. Um, she was asked, Stallings asked if the standard for her to tell children she doesn't know what's happening with their family. She said yes, it's standard to let them know she doesn't know exactly what's going on. They did a sidebar. They're back. Stallings is referring to a transcript of the interview Barton conducted with one of the children. During the interview, Stallings says the West's eldest son talked with Barton about Orson's biological family. She directed Barton to a passage of the transcript. Barton said it's correct. The boy said he had seen the biological family before. Then she moved on to another topic. But Stallings said the boy brought the biological family up again in his third interview with Barton. So they're trying to make it seem like the biological family just took the boy. Smith objected due to relevance. The judge allowed, and after multiple objections to story Stallings' question, the judge has called another sidebar. Barton said she didn't change the subject regarding the passage Tori Stallings had her read. She said the child had finished his statement. Tori Stallings is asking about the allegations one of the children made about spanking. Barton said she watched the video with the rest of the room. She said the child never said when the spanking occurred. Barton said children undergo a physical evaluation when they enter Jameson Center. The West children were placed in protective custody and taken to the Jameson Center. She said she would assume an evaluation was conducted. Barton said she has testified 5 times in her career. I ain't going through all that. Um, let's just get to the good to this part. They just asking her about um. If y'all want to read that, go to Twitter. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read all that. I'm sorry, I got sleepy. And now I do want to say this. It says here that Barton testified after her first interviews with all 4 children, she believed the eldest child was not being truthful. She had that belief when she conducted the second interview with the eldest child. On redirect, Barton said she felt like the eldest boy was not being truthful, didn't want to get parents in trouble. Her impression about second interview was that he was more forthcoming about what he said happened in the home. Um, Trial ended, and we back to today. I'm sorry, but I want to read all the question about what. Yeah, it. That's what I'm saying. Like it occurred. The kid was beaten. you know. So, let's get to today. I'm gonna try to do that in 30. Give me a minute. It's just give me a minute. I'm getting sleepy. And give me a minute. Yep, basically. You know what I'm saying? You look even if your parents do commit a crime, even if your parents are this or that, they can be the worst person in the world. You still gonna love your parents. That's one thing that can never be taken away is, the love that you have for your parents, even though you may not always get along with them, even though that, but still if they wrong, child. 'Cause I don't, I ain't gonna uphold my kids wrong at all. Um, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I ain't gonna want nobody to uphold my wrongdoing. Hold on, y'all. Let's try to get. I'm on May the 3rd now. Let me go back up. Okay, y'all. We on trial today. I'm just trying to find where they started at. Okay. Oh, All right, y'all. So there is a Alexander Caleris. He was the first one that was called to the stand. I'm about to pull it all up. Just give me a minute. I only got. All right, let's go. No, they didn't. They just wanted to beat on the whatchamacallit kids. Exactly. Hold on, can you man? I know, I know. It don't seem like they beat the biological children. Okay, y'all. So the children in question are his children, not the missing boys. He said photos of his family are being passed to the jury. Calever said he doesn't know the neighbor who made the report. Prosecutor Eric Smith, in his questioning Timothy Hennessy, has begun cross-examination. Calever said the first time law enforcement from Bakersfield folks spoke to him was about a week and a half. Hennessy asked if Calever knows of a Victor Rodriguez. The man said no. And upon being asked, said none of the children are named Darren. Caleris has been excused. John Dunn of the Bakersfield Police Department was called to the stand on March the 20th, the 11th. Dunn went to the dredge on Oakdale Drive to assist in the search warrant. He searched the yard and garage area. There was a detached garage. Dunn took photos during the search. Um, it says here that the home are being shown to the jury, and the garage belonged to a Maria Flores. Smith ended his questioning, and Stallings asked if he was surveilling the West Van at the wrestling. He said he doesn't believe so, and she ended her questioning, and Dunn was excused. Detective Jesse Perez has been called to the stand. Perez testified to the Facebook search warrant returns for Jacqueline West. He said video chats on Facebook provided general information. He reviewed records between West and Perla Martinez. Conversations were recorded. Smith is going to display the conversation. A video chat occurred December the 17th, and it happened at 1:17. Another one followed on the same date, at 15, a few minutes apart. Give me 1 second. Two more video chats occurred on the following days, Perez said. One happened December the 22nd at about noon. Another took place the same day at 2:39 p.m. Smith ended his question. So the government can record your video chats? The government can record your video chats. Be careful. On the cross-examinations by Torres Stalin, Perez said he reviewed all the data between Jacqueline West and Martinez provided by Facebook, and she's handing Perez some papers to look over and see if he recognizes them. Perez said there appeared to be items he reviewed. Smith objected when Torres Stalin sought to have them moved into evidence, and a sidebar has been called. It says here they're back and Perez has been excused. The exhibit was not entered. Child, I'm learning a lot. I'm just gonna say I'm learning a lot. Okay, Reese. I am learning a lot. So Chad Garrett has been called to the stand. He reviewed call detail records and Google accounts in this case. Garrett has identified files he reviewed and the information is being projected on the screen. Says the document show account change history. The email account is for Jacqueline, another account for Trezell. The Google information also shows location history. Garrett said one of the Google accounts had more than 200 deleted location history files, he said. The deletion history began shown to the jury is for Jacqueline. Between September and December, the West had 5 different phone numbers. Why so many different phone numbers? Why did what? He reviewed the call detail records for those numbers. Correction. The deleted location history was from Trezell West's email. Call detail records are being displayed. Child, he was hiding something, child. Poor Trezell. You going to jail, baby. I thought I was for you. Because I thought you was hitting pack. But baby, you going to jail too. Because um you going to jail too, bro. I'm sorry. You help with the crime. And he hiding them babies' bodies. Them kids ain't missing. Um, give me one second. You give me a second. This is worse. So it says it says here a call detail analysis report created by Garrett is now being viewed. One phone was changed on December the 5th. Another also changed on that date. Phones associated with Maria Martinez, Jacqueline's mother, were also reviewed. Garrett explained that the software used to examine the records and what different things on the record stand for. On December the 5th, Trezell made a 32-second call to a phone, the owner of which was unknown. Later, Trezell called Jacqueline for a 78-second call. The phone connected to different towers, Garrett said, indicating the separation between them. These calls were on December the 5th. At 12:44 p.m. that day, Trezell made a phone call to Jacqueline at 1:30 at the second phone call. The next call made at 1:23 was an outgoing call from Giselle to Jacqueline. It was 74-second call. Devices connected to the same tower. A phone number for Maria Martinez, Jacqueline's mother, got an incoming call from Jacqueline West at 1:31. And I wouldn't be surprised if the mother, y'all, if y'all know what I'm thinking, y'all know what I'm thinking. Just put it in the chat. What y'all think I'm thinking? What do y'all think I'm thinking? What do y'all think I'm thinking? That's all I'm gonna say. Cause if y'all thinking like I'm thinking, y'all know what I'm thinking. I know that's weird, but what do y'all think I'm thinking? What do y'all think with Maria Martinez? Because I know she is a liar. What do you think Maria Martinez did for Jacqueline and Trezell? I, by reading this, exactly, y'all thinking like I'm thinking. Um, the next call still from was at 1:35 for 52 seconds. The phones connected to a different tower. A number associated with Maria Martinez made a call to a number, the owner of which isn't listed on the document. Then came a call at 2:07 p.m. from Trezell to Jacqueline, 22-second call, two different towers. The next call, both devices connected to the same tower during the transaction. The call from Trezell to Jacqueline didn't have any duration of call. It says Maria Martinez called Jacqueline at 2:41, then at 3:03. Trezell called Jacqueline at 3:30 p.m. Trezell called Jacqueline at 27 seconds call. Both phones connected to the same tower. The next record shows Trezell's phone is in Cal City and makes a call at 5:15. Then receives a call 3 minutes later, Gary said. At 8:09 p.m., a phone associated with Maria Martinez calls an 877 number. Trezell and Jacqueline communicated with each other numerous times between noon and 3:30 p.m. The day later, Trezell's phone was in Cal City, Gary said. The court is in recess. The trial is back in session with Victor Nasir and attorney for Trezell West. I think the mother knows. Jacqueline's mother knows. I don't think Trezell parents know, but hey Anastasia girl, how you doing? Um, I think Jacqueline's mother know, and she was a part of the cover up for these kids. Do what Richie said. Nasir asked about the deleting of records in Google proprietary data, then ended. Alexis Stout, the lead counsel for Jacqueline, is asking about old and new numbers for the West. Garrett said he's aware the West had several phone seized during the investigation, and they used the number associated with Maria Martinez after Garrett has been excused. Says Thomas Hernandez, lead investigator of the West case, has been recalled to the stand. Hernandez testified he interviewed 70 to 80 people during the investigation. He documented the interview. He interviewed Jacqueline on July the 1st of 2021. Child, let's get into this. This is going to get good. It says here, Eric Smith is going to play this interview. Please, paper, don't, video recorder don't mess up. Smith said the interview is an hour and 23 minutes long. He started playing it. Jacqueline enters the Bakerville Police Department interview room and called the Blue Room. She wearing a blue t-shirt with NASA in white letters across the front. Again, this interview took place on July the 1st. West has an attorney with her, and asked by detective, West says there is nothing new she's learned that could help the investigation. West says Orrin and Orson's biological family knew where they lived at the apartment complex in Bakersfield. She says they would come over and knock, and she would not answer. Um, yes, y'all, she lied, and then we gonna catch you. An aunt named TT watched the children for a week. Jacqueline West said she doesn't know which side of the boy's biological family TT is on. She said she had a contact for TT on her phone, but she threw the phone away because. Now, first of all, Jacqueline, your ass just said that the family came and knocked on the door and you don't answer. Then your ass gonna get on him. Mm. Y'all see it on the screen. She gonna get on here and you tell this man that you don't open the door for these people. Then you say that the biological family, TT, the cousin, the auntie TT, come in there and watch the kids for a week, and but you don't, but the biological, but you don't know what side of the family she on. But y'all read it. I can't make. That should have been. That should have. Anyway, let me finish this up. Hold on, let me just click on this. I'm just saying, y'all, am I tripping or am I tripping? Because there's no way. So it says Detective Hernandez asked if there's anything she can provide to identify who TT is, but she says she don't have any information. Hernandez asked about closing on the Cal City house who was present beside the realtor. She said just the realtor, her and Trezell and the kids. Hernandez asked about getting couches purchased for the home, having pest control brought in. He asked how they paid, who delivered the couches, and conducted the pest control. He wants to know everyone who entered the house. Um, it says here that y'all. I just want y'all to read this. I just want y'all to read this. So, her, the investigator. Lord, I'm gonna put it up to 400. Hold on. The investigator said, "How do you can you describe the personalities of Oren and Orson?" She said, "Super sweet, but then super grumpy." Jacqueline West says with a laugh, and then asked to describe their personalities of Oren and Orson. She says they cried often. You know why they cried? Because they were with you. And what did the mama say? Exactly. Jacqueline made that crap up. And she talking about the mom was harassing, the mom talking about some TT. The kids was never, if there's no way if you have an adopted child and they're in CPS custody, sometimes they'll do it under the CPS nose, but 9 times out of 10, those kids don't get to stay with relatives. Not at all. Exactly. She lying. I'm telling you. Some of these babies super sweet, but then super grumpy. Then she said they cried off. So she said it's possible. They asked, "Were is it possible they were slightly delayed?" Jacqueline says, when asked if the boys have disabilities, slightly delayed. If you could, the one little boy said, I don't forget. She said that they had to break down the boys' food so they can eat. Then I don't know who. I think it was one of the children described them when they were talking like, no, she's going to describe when they were talking. She said slightly underdeveloped. These kids was, they needed speech therapy. They needed occupational therapy. They needed to get help instead of sitting in a house. So she said, Jacqueline says when asked if the boys have disabilities, Oren didn't like to speak to us, she says. He would go without talking for a while, she says, and same for Orson. We know why. They asked were they potty trained. She said yes and no. They wore diapers if on the previous night they wet themselves. Hernandez says during some of the searches they found diapers. He said they found diapers in searches out in the fields and other areas where they heard the boys might be located. How much y'all want to bet Trezell they put these diapers? They think they smart, but you know what I'm saying. They're trying to be slick, but they ain't slicker than a snicker. Um, they planted all these diapers, and somebody probably peed in these diapers, or one of the children peed on the diapers, and they just saved the diapers and just put them all over the place. So I thought so too. But I guess once they're adopted out, that ain't a requirement. Exactly. It says here, Jacqueline says that Orson wore diapers about once a week. Orson sometimes wear diapers, but he hadn't recently. On December the 19th, Jacqueline says they dropped the other kids off with Trezell's grandmother. Then went to a grocery store in Dollar General. She says Ori and Urson were sleeping in the back row of the seats of in the van. Hernandez asked where exactly the boys were seated. She drew their location on a piece of paper, asked if they returned to Bakersfield with the kids anytime before December 19th. Jacqueline said yes on December the 5th. Her mom's friend had shelving and they were going to pick up, but it didn't fit in the van. This is me on the jury stand again. This is me. This is some Jacqueline words. Her and Trezell, supposed to her mother's friend. Y'all read it. Y'all read this. What did I read? Now the friend that they had, yesterday, the friend said that she didn't give Trezell and Jacqueline no shelving. But on the recording, she says mom's friend had shelving they were going to pick up, but didn't fit in the van. So this is on recording. We already know she should be sitting in jail for lying on the stand, but she lied. That's the second time that woman lied done came up, and that's sad. That's sad that woman lied that came up twice. Asked if anyone else helped them move to Cal City. Jacqueline said it was only her and Trezell. Jacqueline says they didn't stop in any stores on December the 5th. The children were wearing black Nike shoes the day they went missing, Jacqueline says. Hernandez asked about sleeping arrangements at the Cal City house, and Jacqueline drew where each child slept. Another detective in the room is asking about the pest control guy again and how they found him and how often he was supposed to spray if the children were there when he was at the home. Um, it says back to Aunt TT. Jacqueline said she took Ori and Orson for a week in June of 2020. Jacqueline said it was only supposed to be for the weekend, but she kept the kids a week. Jacqueline said she thought about calling police, but didn't because they were returned. So, Jacqueline, you done made this shit up in your mind, baby. See what she is. She was trying to throw the heat off of herself. Exactly. And then she bringing up this teeth. She must her and Trezell, baby, they had this planned out. They were gonna put this all on the biological parents in their family, basically. Cause whoever TT is, she must be fake because there ain't no TT. And we all know that them kids did not go outside. Now, this is back in June of 2020. That was the height of COVID. Now, who gonna get some children knowing that COVID is still going on? This is the highest part of COVID, y'all. Come on now. COVID was still going on along. We didn't know we were gonna go back to school, still go back to work. Um, we didn't know none of that. It ain't no TT. It ain't no TT. She couldn't even. She said she can't even. How you gonna let somebody take some children you supposed to be responsible for, and you can't? You ain't got her phone number. Usually, you don't have her phone number because you said that you lost it and threw it away with your old phone, and y'all got new phones once those children left. One of those when them kids died, or when the Oren died, y'all had did away with his body y'all threw y'all phones away and got new phones. Y'all waited a whole 2-3 months to make sure the bodies were gone and decomposed and couldn't be targeted or found. They are probably bones now, and put up this plan. I'm just gonna be real. And put up this plan, make it seem like this grand plan of how y'all gonna get away with murder. That's all. That's all. Have y'all ever watched How to Get Away with Murder? They must have been watching a lot of crime shows and How to Get Away with Murder. They thought that the bodies, no body, no crime scene. But baby, kids gonna talk. And then for y'all to leave diapers everywhere. Child. Let me just talking about she thought about calling the police. Child, please. Jacqueline says TT would just show up. She says no other biological family showed up. Nah, Jacqueline, now goddamn. Now you just said, now in the beginning of this interview, you say, excuse my language, y'all. You said at first the family was coming through and was knocking on the door and you wasn't answering. Now you saying just one person doing it. I bet you them people just looking at this girl like, you got, am I being punked? Is this for real? Because ain't no way you gonna say. Because this is how I'll be. I'm like, hold up now. You just said that they was coming to your door knocking, but you didn't answer. Now you saying only one family member coming and the rest of them didn't bother you. So when so which one is it? I don't know, child. I don't know. I don't think they expected it to. What they didn't know and what they didn't think it was going to be this big. See, when they dropped them kids off, they had the plan. They had it all planned out. They thought that they wasn't gonna give a damn about these two little black boys. I'm gonna be real. Let's be real about this. They thought that they weren't gonna give a damn about these two little this America in California wasn't gonna give a damn about these two little black boys, babies, and it proved them wrong. Now they where they need to be. Child, I bet I bet the police officer got so frustrated with her. Like, you can't make this up. You can't. It says here the detective had left the interview room. It's just Jacqueline and her attorney in the room. So the detective have returned. Hernandez is asking about the diapers again. Jacqueline says Orr and Orson, another of their adopted children, sometimes needed them. Orr and Orson wore the same size, loved diapers, same size clothing, Jacqueline said. And asked about December the 21st of 2020, the day the boys went missing. Jacqueline said she was wrapping gifts. Child, that's all what she could come up with. What gifts are you wrapping? It says here the video was paused and court was in recess. It says here the jury will return to the courtroom at 1:30, but Judge Charles R. Beamer said the audience will not be let in until 1:45. He said there is something jury will be shown outside the presence of others. You see, somebody else got the same thoughts as me. Then she also said that the biological family would come to their door to see the kids, but that she wouldn't answer the door. It says here there is no biological family of sincere and classy named TT. Tell the truth, Jackie. Nobody in the biological family had any numbers or talked to Jackie and her scum of a husband. Ah! Let me hear it. Chris said he wish it was the death penalty. y'all look, I'm just giving y'all the news, you know. I know, but whatever they thought up, I'm gonna say whatever they thought up that could help them, it ain't working. It ain't working because if the police didn't catch it in lies, I know if I caught several lies and it wasn't adding up for the and it wasn't adding up for them, I know it wasn't adding up for the police. And that's just on Mary had a little land. Hold on, y'all. These people going in on Twitter. They so over Jacqueline in her lives. We over Jacqueline in her life. So Jacqueline know. Jacqueline knows she lying. Jacqueline knows she lying. But she gotta come up with something. Hold on, y'all. Let me get to another thread. Hold on. I guess I don't know. I unless they made the decision to do it because Christmas is around the corner and somebody, I guess they were gonna take this to the grave, but eventually Wanda West was gonna ask where the kids were. You can't always say the kids is with Maria Martinez. It's 10:27, y'all. Let me finish it out. Because tomorrow, y'all, we Cinco de Mayo. We gonna Cinco de Mayo. Tomorrow we will be doing Cinco de Mayo. So bring all your drinks, all your margaritas, and we will be celebrating Cinco de Mayo. So tomorrow we're gonna do it like we did last weekend, Friday. We don't get too intoxicated, but we will be celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Okay, we will be live. Anastasia, if you still in the building, please come to Cinco de Mayo. We will be celebrating. Look, just to have a little fun, because these people gonna depress me with all these they shenanigans, child. It be a lot that be happening in Bakerville. These people be killing people on people. Jeez. Hold on. I'm all the way on May the 3rd. Hold on, y'all. I gotta find my way back up. I gotta find my way back to you, baby. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me find the rest of the interview when they come after lunch. Because I didn't listen to more after that. Hold on, y'all. I'm almost there. Almost there. We got to finish this out. But they won't do trial tomorrow. Trial starts back Monday. Prosecution will rest on Monday. I do want to let y'all know that prosecution will be resting on Monday. So make sure y'all look forward to that. Um, and then Cora Stalling is gonna do her defense. Child, I can't wait to tear apart her little stuff. I can't wait to tear it apart. Okay, we back from recess now. Hold on, y'all. Let's get it together. Okay, y'all. Let's get it. I know. I don't know, Reese. I don't know. So it says here the trial has resumed. So it says the trial has resumed. It says here the jury was brought in 15 minutes before the officer, all this judge. The jury examined the make and model of the U-Haul that West used when moving from Bakerville to Cal City. The audience could have seen that, just a U-Haul. The move happened September 18th through the 20th, and Jacqueline West says in the interview, Hernandez asked her to describe the move, what she did each day, lots of cleaning and packing, Jacqueline said. Hernandez says he's trying to figure out if she stayed with the kids or Orson present when the U-Haul was dropped off. Her and Trezell and the kids' movement from the 18th and the 20th in the days of the move. Jacqueline said she's not good on dates, has trouble saying where the kids were when the U-Haul was taken back. Jacqueline says Trezell takes the U-Haul back. She says Wanda West, Trezell's mother, who was visiting during the move, they have gone with him. Bitch, you don't know. I mean, you don't know nothing either. Um, Another detective asked if she stayed at home in Cal City the last time the U-Haul was taken. Jacqueline says the last trip they made involved items taken in the van. And who was in the van? Jacqueline can't seem to remember. It's not that difficult, the detective said. Wanda West has previously testified she never saw Orrin and Orson on the days during the move. When she was in Cal City. Jacqueline about to get caught in her lie because Wanda West did testify that she didn't see Orrin Orson, and we do know that Wanda West they used the U-Haul majority of that day, and Trezell was the one that went and got the van. We all know that, child. So Jacqueline forgot about her lies. Jacqueline didn't remember. See, Jacqueline forgot what lie she told. So yeah, she forgot what lie she told. So it said Jacqueline, however, says in the interview, all six of her children, including Ora and Orson, were at the Cal City house. Everybody is a suspect, Hernandez tells her. Her, Trezell, Wanda West, everybody. He asked when she got her new phone. Jacqueline says on her birthday. Hernandez said he looked through a ton of your stuff and asked if there is some kind of video or photo taken from when they moved to when the kids were reported missing. Jacqueline says she tried to transfer her photos from her old phones to the new one. She said she couldn't transfer the photos. She said she would rarely send photos to people. Mm. That's a lie. That's a lie. Jacqueline says when she fostered the boys, she was told not to share photos of them. Hernandez tells her she adopted the boys a year ago. Right. So you didn't. These are your children. So you can post photos of your children, right? They are no longer foster children when you have adopted them. I believe she's slow too. Why are they letting slow folk like this adopt children? Answer that question for me. Jacqueline tried to. I'm just saying, like, she's a liar and she may be a little bit slow too. Because when you adopt children, they are considered yours. You are responsible for them medically, legally, financially. You are responsible for them. They are yours. You have full physical custody of these children. You can do whatever you want with those children. Take pictures of them because you're not fostering them. You are their parents. Hernandez says there is a mountain of stuff that needs to be answered. He says the kids was gone before they were reported. He references what her other children have said about Ora and Orson not being seen for weeks. He said there is all this info he's gathered, and it leads back to you and Trezay. Jacqueline says what happened was very unfortunate, but not their fault. Hernandez said he doesn't see how a 10-year-old boy is going to come up with a story that doesn't differentiate from the details after telling it 4 times. So this baby done said the same story 4 times and it ain't changed. Hernandez says something happened to those kids before they were reported missing. He knows it for a fact and he wants to know what happened. He said maybe it was an accident. He tells her to tell him the truth. Hernandez said he knows for a fact on December the 19th, Orrin and Orson were not in the van when she dropped the other children off at Wanda West's house. Jacqueline says the other kids didn't like Orrin and Orson, so she told them to pretend like they weren't there. Now, Jacqueline, now, goddamn. Now you told the kids now that's a lie. Now that's a lie. Now the kids are testifying. The kids testified too that she told them that they was over Grandmama Maria Martinez's house. And then now she done told the investigator another lie. I bet you they would just listen to it. They was like, yeah, we finna indict y'all now. Yeah, like she didn't say tell them kids that these kids got on the stand and never testified that. Oh, mom said let's just make sure that it make it seem like no. They said some of them kids said that they don't remember. They said that Ora and Orson were not in the van when they went to Grandmama West's house. They thought that he went to. Child. Um, there is no way out except for honesty, Hernandez says. Both he and another detective say there are a number of things she has said on today and other days that don't match up. The unnamed detective tells her at this time everything is still pointed at her and Trezell. The video ends. Prosecutor Eric Smith is questioning Hernandez. Hernandez is this person that was talking to Jacqueline on the stand. Hernandez says 35 warrants were authored by him and other investigators in this case. Searches Searches were conducted of the area around California City. There were several big searches. One was at a silver saddle ranch, which has man-made ponds and storage sheds. Desert areas were searched in the northern part of the town near Rainsburg Road. A few different searches were held there, he said. They found no evidence of Orrin Orson. Hernandez testified he wrote warrants for the Google records for Trezell and Jacqueline West. He found no photos, videos, or anything regarding Orrin or Orson after July of 2020. So the kids been dead. Exactly. There was nothing from September the 30th, September through December of 2020 about the boys, he said. So them boys passed, something happened to them boys in September. Hernandez is testified to reports showing call records. The reports have been admitted as evidence and will be displayed. The messages are between Trezell and Wanda West. Trezell write a bunch of ha-has with a photo of his electric bill on December the 14th. On December the 7th, there are messages between Trezell and his brother Jamal, something to do with toys. A message from Jacqueline and Trezell occurred on December the 5th at 2:04 p.m. The message was in address to on Oakdale Drive. On December the 16th, Wanda West sends a message to Trezell and Jacqueline asking for a family photo of everyone. The next message was not sent. And then on December the 21st, 2020, Trezell calls 911 and makes a call to another number that lasts about 4 minutes. So who did you call, Trezell? Hernandez said he found adoption information on Trezell's phone about their adopted children. Hernandez testified to photos of the Aspen Avenue residence and its interior. There were photos of the home and inside on Trezell's phone, but no photos of Orrin Orson. Hernandez said he looked at the gate at the West's Cal City home. There was a difference to it last month from what he saw in 2021. There were some new boats on the northern gate, he said. Hernandez said he took photos of the gate. A 15-minute break has been called. Trial will resume around 3:05. Back in session. Hernandez said it took a reasonable amount of force to move the west gate. It left a devout in the dirt as he pulled it. So how would some little boys get out if that gate? Now, let's be real. Now, how would some little boys? Okay. Anyway, prosecutor Eric Smith has shown Hernandez a copy of the rental agreement from U-Haul for him when the West moved in September. Hernandez testified he had reviewed portions of the surveillance video footage. On January the 5th, Hernandez listened to a phone call between the West and their eldest child. Smith is going to play the recording of the call. It seems like Jacqueline is a person that does all the talking. Jacqueline West tells her son not to worry. They're looking for the boys. The boy says he's about to start school. He speaks quietly, mostly saying, yeah, we're trying really, really, really hard to get you guys back, Jacqueline says. The West tell the boy he doesn't have to talk to anybody if he doesn't want to. Jacqueline said he knows people are asking him question. He says that you have to do anything, okay? Jacqueline says, okay, the boy says. The West voice is trembled during the call, and Trezell West is wiping as his eyes in the courtroom while listening. Trezell, why you doing all this crying, man? All you got to do is tell the truth. Tell what happened to them boys, and y'all wouldn't have been in this situation. You crying because of what happened. The call ended, and Hernandez testified he questioned Wanda West about whether he saw Orrin Orson. She was in the West van on December 19th. The interview is going to be played. Wanda West said she went with the West that day to the credit union. She said she didn't see Orrin Orson, and the West told her they were sleeping in the back of the van, but she didn't see them. Well, and Jacqueline's transition. Hennessy has began cross-examination. Hennessy asked if their theory of the case changed at some point. He asked when Hernandez spoke to the realtor who placed one of the boys in Cal City. Hennessy said that conflicts with the interviews the boys gave a social worker. Judge Bremer called a sidebar. They're back. Hennessy resumed questioning and asked how many children the pest control employee saw in Cal City. Hernandez said he gives several figures. Another sidebar has been called after Smith said he doesn't think the pest control guy was subject to recall. They're back again. And Hernandez said he spoke with the pest control guy in July of 2021. He said the man gave a couple different numbers as to how many children he saw. Hennessy noted and Hernandez confirmed the man said he saw 6 to 7, then 5 to 6 children at the home. 5 to 6, 6 to 7. I'd be like, hold up, it ain't even. There is a number in the case for which an owner was not found, Hernandez said. Hernandez testified he was present when the Bakersfield apartment where the West lived was searched. Nothing relevant was found. He said the dumpster was not forensically analyzed, but a landfill was searched. Well, good, they searched the landfill. What they do with these kids' body? Um, He said smudges on the sliding glass door at the West Cal City home were not tested. And he said the first resource parent for the children was present when he listed in on the call between the eldest child and the West. Asked about Hennessy, detective said he was taking training on interviewing and interrogating people, know how to build reports, use a ruse. He asked if there are things to avoid. Hernandez said on certain occasions, yes, he's supposed like telling someone, if you tell me what happened, I'll set you free. Hernandez said he and another detective referred to have different style, but he wouldn't say improper techniques were used. Hernandez agreed there is trust between detectives that they'll perform their jobs well. Hennessy is referring to certain people not being asked about security footage, certain things not being noted in reports. Smith has requested a sidebar. They're back. Hernandez said it was his understanding that Cal City police had contacted sex offenders. Not all of them were contacted, he said. He was unaware that in one place the sex offender who was listed as living there, was no longer living there. Hennessy is asking about the boys being reported seen in Arlington, Texas. Hernandez said he was made aware of the tip. He said the person providing the tip said one of the boys said his name was Ori. Mill said that this is all hearsay and he wants it stricken from the record. Judge Bremer said the info can only be considered in regard to the actions or choices. Hernandez made the investigation, not the truth of the matter. In June of 2022, he corresponded with the FBI agent about the tip. Hernandez said it was forwarded to Arlington police. Hernandez said he never spoke to the woman who gave the tip, or it could be a crazy, obsessed person, any officer who spoke with her. Court was in recess for the day. Hernandez will resume testifying Monday, and prosecution will then rest. Torres Stalling will give her opening statement. She reserved her opening until after the prosecution rests its case. So basically, they need to go check a landfill. I think they moved like close to the end of September, October. So it's gonna be a minute. Um, hey Lakeisha, how you doing? Um, uh, we stay Craig is going to jail. Um, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Um, this is getting interesting. It seems like this Mr. Hernandez did his job, he did his work, and you know the prosecution gonna rest. I can't wait to see what Miss Aggressive Stallings got. I'm good, thank you. Um, it seems as though that she is going to be a mess. She is going to try to find a way to discredit, but you can't discredit those children. One thing you can't do, those you can't discredit a video. Them kids was not under the duress or forced to say anything. The Jacqueline wasn't. and she was caught in many lies. Unless Jacqueline them get on the stand and say what happened, and just go ahead and admit, uh, after I end this live, love, or you can come back to you if you got YouTube, I give you the link to YouTube. It's a lot to take in. I'll tell you that. It's a lot to take in. I'm gonna end this live, y'all. I got to go to bed. I'm tired. Lakeisha, you should be able to just take it all the way back. It's a 2 hour live. I didn't mean to be on here for 2 hours, but hey, it is what it is. We done got it. We done got it. We done got it. We done got it through this. It's the end of the trial till Monday. Um, so make sure you guys know that I'll be live on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. So y'all, I don't know. I may just go buy me some margaritas. I'll buy me some margaritas. Them Seagram's margarita things. And child, we just have we'll celebrate Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Lakeisha, you're welcome to come to YouTube, to my channel. I don't play it on Facebook, my lives on Facebook, because they'll shut down your live on Facebook with music. YouTube, we just get, a little, some warnings. Thank you, Marcella. Thank you so much for, if you ain't subscribed, subscribe. This is my first time seeing you. So thank you so much for coming in. But tomorrow we will be celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Jacqueline and Trozell, we still on their neck Monday. We just, because we don't count too many lies. We don't count too many lies and more lies coming. And if they get on the stand, I don't think they're going to testify because they don't want to seal their own coffin. Because Eric Smith going to hand them. We done already done caught we already done caught my mama in a lie. We done caught Jacqueline in the lies. We done caught the mama friend in a lie. Only person we only interrogation videos that we haven't heard is Trezell. Thank you, Marcella. That's the only interrogation videos we have not heard is Trezell. Trezell must didn't do a lot of talking like Jacqueline. And I wouldn't be mad if he turned on her ass. Okay. Anyway, y'all, that's all what I got for tonight. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you want to give to the platform, I am raising money for my daughter for cheerleading and my son for football. You can cash app J&J Mom 18. I'm not no beggar, but if you want to give. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be celebrating Cinco de Mayo. So make sure you guys be in here maybe 9 o'clock tomorrow night. 7, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Peace.